we begin the season of Lent with this Ash Wednesday, receiving ashes on our forehead. We always have the same theme, and I would like to give my reflections on the theme that is, return to the Lord with all your heart. Season of Lent, a time of grace and renewal. Today we begin our Lenten journey, a sacred season of repentance, renewal, and return to God. The ashes on our foreheads remind us of our mortality and the call to conversion. The readings invite us to an inward transformation, not just an external observance. The first reading of Joel, chapter 2, verses 12 to 18. Return to the Lord with sincere hearts. The prophet Joel's message is urgent. Return to me with all your heart, with fasting, weeping, and mourning. God does not seek mere external signs of repentance, but an inward change of heart. Today is a time to examine our relationship with God and recognize areas where we have drifted away. God is merciful and compassionate, ready to forgive those who turn back to Him. Our repentance should be heartfelt, not just ritualistic. It should come from within. So let us examine our conscience. Am I truly seeking a renewed relationship with God, or am I just going through the motions? And the second reading that is read out today, the second letter of St. Paul to the Corinthians, chapter 5, verses 20, and chapter 6, verse 2. Be reconciled with God today. St. Paul reminds us, now is the acceptable time. Now is the day of salvation. Lent, my dear friends, is an opportunity to mend our brokenness and be reconciled with God. Through the sacrament of reconciliation, we encounter God's mercy in a profound way. Therefore, the true repentance is not about fear, but about experiencing the love of God which transforms us. And I know you might have listened to many talks like this, read so many directions for us in this season of Lent. So let us examine our conscience and see what steps are we taking to reconcile with God and with others. And the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 6, the first 6 verses, and also verses 16 to 18. A call to authentic fasting, prayer, and almsgiving. We all know what are the do's, what are the don'ts. Jesus warns against performing religious acts for human praise. Instead, He calls us to practice, namely the prayer. Prayer that deepens our intimacy with God, not just routine recitations. Routine recitations are good, not to fall into temptation, but always think of the divine and the things that pleases to God. That should be our prayer. Secondly, fasting. The disciples also broke to certain extent, but we know what the Lord has said. Therefore, let us trust that fasting disciplines our desires and helps us grow in self-control. Third, almsgiving. That is done with love and generosity, not for recognition. And I don't want to enumerate anything about it because we are learned people and we know very well. The focus is not on outward appearances, but an inward renewal that draws us closer to God. Therefore, let us examine on the gospel today, especially about the season of Lent. Is my Lenten observance about deepening my faith, or is it just external compliance? My dear friends, as I conclude, this is a journey of true conversion. As we receive the ashes today, let us remember that season of Lent is a call to return to God with the sincerity and humility. Now is the time to seek reconciliation and embrace God's mercy. Our fasting, prayer, almsgiving must be done with a pure heart, seeking God's presence, not human approval. May this Lenten season be a time of true renewal, leading us to a deeper encounter with Christ. God bless you all.